Welcome to the MBA50 Business School video interviews. I'm with Bob Bruner, the Dean of the Darden School of Business. Bob, thank you very much for being with us.
I'm delighted to be here.
You've been the Dean here at Darden now for 8 years, and perhaps have had the time to think about what makes Darden a special place. What would you say?
I think of three things. The first is the way we teach, which is by the case method. It's a discussion-based approach, very, very engaging, rather demanding, but inevitably something that produces very deep learning. The second distinctive feature is the community we form. You might surmise that as a result of all that talking among one another, you build bonds with classmates, and faculty, and staff, and alumni, and that indeed happens. And the third attribute that I think causes us to stand apart is our faculty, who are deeply devoted to producing excellent learning experiences.
A bittersweet moment as you see your students going out into the world and into a very volatile economy. What is your career advice to them as they take their next steps?
My career advice, my first piece of career advice would be, you must go where you believe you can do your best work. And I can deconstruct that sentence into a message that underpins virtually every word. You must go. Well, what does it mean to go? And must you go in person? Can you go digitally? How do you want to go? Do you want to go with just kind of a very transactional idea? Just pay me enough money and I'll go? Or do you really care about relations and relationships? Are you prepared to commit your loyalty to the organization or the group of people with whom you work? You must go where? What is the where? You must go where you believe. Believe implies, in fact, it asserts that any career path is risky. It's not seen with perfect foresight, and therefore you're going on faith. So what is the faith? What is the calling you feel? What motivates that calling and the like? You must go where you believe you can do your best work. Best. How do you find best? Is it just making a lot of money? How about, is it having a very positive impact on the community and on the ecosystem around you? Is it surely not also having a great impact on a family and a wider community? And then work, ultimately. How do you define your work? You know, do you feel that calling into a particular avenue of work, or are you just taking any old job because it's available? I have used that sentence to counsel students, indeed some of my own colleagues, faculty members, friends at other universities and the like. Usually at the end of a 3 or 4 hour chit-chat around that sentence, I'm exhausted and my friend will have a whole lot to think about, but that's my advice.
Some are predicting that at the arrival of these massive online courses, the MOOCs will be an earthquake for business schools. How do you see them as a disruptor in the industry?
I can tell you that at Darden we are experimenting very actively with massive open online courses. The first 2 courses that we've offered have had registration levels in the neighborhood of 75 to 80,000 participants. Clearly, this opens our institution to a much broader range of impact and contribution. What more could an academic institution want than to feed new ideas and best practice to a wider audience of people around the world? I think at the same time, we believe that there are some aspects of a great education that MOOCs cannot deliver. So, for instance, I believe that a great education consists of three things. One is the delivery of knowledge, such as names, dates, formulas, mechanics, how the two sides of a balance sheet balance. Second, they consist of skills, such as negotiating and selling, giving difficult feedback to somebody you're actually trying to strengthen. And the third thing a great education consists of is growth in wisdom and attributes of character. Attributes such as empathy, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, social awareness, work ethic, and integrity. Yes, all of those things can be delivered by graduate education in business. We do it annually. We do it every year. And I don't think that a MOOC is going to deliver the attributes of character or wisdom. I believe that is delivered most effectively in person-to-person engagement. Darden, over the long term, will deliver knowledge more intensively through MOOCs and the digital medium. But what that will do is open up class time, open up space for us to actually delve more deeply and spend more time on skills and wisdom. And I think that's a win for higher education. I'm not threatened by that at all. I'm delighted with it.
In terms of preparing yourself, you have described management as being messy. So what are the skills that a manager needs to deal with that messiness?
You plainly need the core building blocks of accounting, finance, marketing, operations, statistical analysis, and the like. That's a given. Virtually every business school teaches those building blocks, and as I say, many of those building blocks are likely to be conveyed in the future digitally, online, in the form of massive open online courses. We're still going to need them. Business leaders in the future must be able to draw on them. But in addition to that, the messiness of the world typically consists of interconnections among functional specialties. So for instance, when we teach finance here at the Darden School, we don't simply give the students a simple, pre-baked, textbook-style problem. We give them an actual case problem that some manager struggled with at some point in the past. And the case problem almost certainly will have implications, not merely for finance, but also for marketing and accounting and how people are organized and what the strategy of the firm is going to be and so on. And that is the messiness embodied. So many of the case problems that we teach ultimately point to other assumptions that prevail in the ecosystem of the firm that need to be sorted out.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. It's been
Thank you for your interest. It's been a pleasure.